Yes.
I said, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. How is your quarantining going?
It's going very well. Very well.
What are you reading?
Well, right now, my daughter Sophie and I are reading her favorite book, and it's called Pika Who. And there are some twists and turns in the book. Of course, there's the peekaboo, as you would expect, but there's also a peekamoo, a Pikachu-choo. There's all kinds of Pikas, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who still might want to read this book, so I won't tell you what happens in the end. But it's her favorite book, as you can see. I like to throw it. But we enjoy reading it, and so I just want to also mention for KMS students, my wife's a first grade teacher. She does a lot of reading in her classroom, and so maybe if you have younger brothers and sisters, it'd be a good thing during this kind of quarantine period to read to your younger brothers and sisters too. They'd really appreciate it.
That is a great idea. One I haven't talked about yet, but that's smart.
Yeah.
So, do you have any middle school reading memories that you want to tell us about?
Middle school reading memories. Let's see. When I was in middle school, I was a sports nut. I really enjoyed reading about sports, and so I ended up reading a lot of books by coaches, and so that really kind of got me hooked into the coaching and athletic part of what I do now. I remember reading a book by Jimmy Johnson, who was the Miami Hurricane and Dallas Cowboys football coach. And so that was a pretty good book. And then I read Lou Holtz's book. And since then, a book by Steve Spurrier and all kinds of coaches. I really enjoy reading coaching books.
We have one in the library by Coach Krzyzewski. I think it's called Basketball is Life or something like that. Have you ever read that one?
I've not read that one. No, I'll have to check it out.
It's really good. I've skimmed through it. It's really good. It's like, I think it's kind of alphabetical, and each letter of the alphabet has something that relates to life and basketball, and it's in the library. So maybe I'll have to pull that home for the break or for our quarantine.
Right? Perfect. Yeah. And then what I'm reading right now, my lovely assistant is going to hand me, so she wants me to read this.
Oh,
how to fix things around the house. So far, I've held off, but our dishwasher may be leaking, so I may have to read this. So the other book I'm reading right now is, you can see I'm not very far into it, but The First Heroes, and it's a book about the Doolittle raid, which was about 5 months after Pearl Harbor. Jimmy Doolittle took off. They flew B-24 or B-25 bombers actually off of an aircraft carrier and hit mainland Japan. I'm not very far into it yet, but I'm really interested in historical nonfiction books. And part of the reason I am is because many students maybe know that my grandfather was a prisoner of war in World War II. And he just turned 96 in March. So he's a good primary source reference for me when I read through these books. And so I know the Social Studies Department will appreciate the plug there, primary source reference.
And the library department, we like that too.
And the library too, yes. Yeah. So I really enjoy historical books. And especially when you have a resource like that where you can ask questions and ask him if he remembers things like that and what he was thinking or what he was doing at the time. So
I had no idea about that. Did you say he's in Helena? Or where is he at? Where does he live?
He lives in Great Falls.
How's he doing with the quarantine?
Well, he's in an assisted living facility, and so they have actually been locked down for much longer than the quarantine because they kind of shut those places down first, as they probably should. So he's doing okay. I've talked to him a couple of times, and he's making do.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing with us, Mr. Stuker. You're awesome. Sophie is awesomer, and it looks like you guys are doing great.
Yeah, we're doing good. We got a wrestling match going here. She's trying to get off my lap. So
She is. Take care.
all right, thanks. Bye, KMS.